What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bridging the Geekdoms. It's been a few days since I've last done a stream here, and I wanted to jump on and discuss a few things prior to Turkey Day, which is tomorrow. So happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends and family, and to all of those abroad, also happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a wonderful week and or weekend. So man, there's been not much news coming out for the past couple weeks, but that's all right. There are some things I do want to talk about. Let's dive into this one here, where Marvel Studios has found new writers for Deadpool 3. So they got what is it? I gotta look here closer. Lizzie and Wendy Molyneux, the Molyneux sisters, who are known for Bob's Burgers, essentially. And that's kind of the big get there for them. Now, the interesting news, yes, Deadpool 3 is moving forward at Marvel Studios. It's pretty exciting. The news and the report states that Ryan Reynolds and Marvel Studios agreed on the Molyneux sisters and taking on this project to move forward. This will be the first R-rated Marvel or MCU universe film of sorts, if you really think about it. Now, how is it all going to fit into the mold? We still don't know. Is it going to be MCU? Is it going to be something separate? We don't know all that yet. But this will be, because Bob Iger has stated that it will stay true to what they were creating and going to be rated R. This is going to be the first R-rated Marvel movie coming out of the Marvel Studios and Disney branch. So it should be interesting and exciting to see. But what does this tell us? Well, Ryan Reynolds is obviously coming back as Deadpool, obviously. But it also tells us this. Ryan Reynolds is not playing Green Lantern in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Plain and simple. I'm saying it here now. I've said it multiple times before, and I'm going to keep saying it. You know, there's so many reports out there right now saying Zack Snyder wants Ryan Reynolds for Green Lantern, but it's not happening, guys. It's not. He is 100% in Deadpool. It's not to say that actors can't play multiple roles, multiple superhero roles in different franchises. Yes, it is possible. We've seen it happen. But this is something different. Deadpool is such an iconic character now within Marvel and film. And Green Lantern's going to be just as big and just as important when he shows up in Zack Snyder's Justice League and moving forward. Ryan Reynolds has a crazy busy schedule. He's almost working on a movie almost nonstop every day from now until the end of time. That's an exaggeration. But he's a busy guy. And it's not like he's going to take, he's going to focus on one big project, Deadpool, and then have his other projects to the side. So to sit here and people say, oh, it's happening, Zack wanted it. Maybe Zack did. I don't believe it. I don't know Zack personally, but I don't really believe that Zack wanted to compromise his vision with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, as Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern. Sorry about that. But maybe it was. Either way, this news right here, that Marvel Studios finds new writers for Deadpool 3, meaning Marvel Studios is making a Deadpool movie, puts to rest the Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern topic, at least for now. All right, so Reynolds Gate has been shut, over with. I'm not going to talk about it again on my show. This is it right here. Unless news pops up that says he is or isn't specifically, I'm not going to speculate on it anymore, because I truly believe, and from what I've heard and from what I've seen that Zack has posted and other people have posted, I truly believe that Zack did not choose Ryan Reynolds for his Green Lantern. Moving on, I want to bring up this because I'm really freaking excited about this. I can't believe I didn't realize that this was a thing. I just found out the other day, and I had to write an article quickly and throw it up on the Spoilerverse website. But Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers film in the works. There's a film for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. That right there is my jam. I grew up on Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers back in the early 90s. I remember sitting in my living room, eating my snacks, watching Chip and Dale. It was a fantastic time to be alive. Some great cartoons, especially from Disney, came out. You had the Chip and Dale, you had your DuckTales and Tailspin, and it was just an amazing time to be a fan of cartoons, especially of the Disney sort. So Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers is getting a film. From what I've looked into and what I'm hearing, it's going to be live action animation, similar to how Sonic the Hedgehog was. Now, the only issue I have with that is, now again, two totally different companies, but Warner Brothers is releasing, I believe it's Warner Brothers is releasing a Tom and Jerry movie like that. And that trailer just dropped last week. I want to say it was the 17th. They dropped that trailer. In my opinion, it looks horrendous. The animation doesn't flow well with the live action in that, which is really worrisome when you have Paramount, who was able to do such an amazing job with Sonic the Hedgehog. Warner Brothers is kind of screwed up here, and they're not doing a good job with Tom and Jerry. So that's why I'm a little worried about getting those live action / animation films are hit or miss from time to time. And it's tough. Robert is going home. What's going on, Nicotina? I'm on my way home right now, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Got to go spend some time with my kids. Gonna prep some turkey dinner stuff for tomorrow. Get it prepped today, so tomorrow there's less prep work to do and more just cooking. So that's what I'm going on my way home for. But Chip and Dale, guys, it's going to be awesome. I think. I just hope that the animation works out how it needs to work out, because I'm sorry, guys, it's that Tom and Jerry movie looks bad. It's really iffy when it comes to those types of films. Some of my favorites, Space Jam, while it doesn't look amazing, it works for its time. You have to remember that was the 90s, and it works. Looney Tunes Back in Action is another good one. Even Rocky and Bullwinkle back then. Again, you're remembering this is the late 90s, mid to late 90s, early 2000s, these films were made. So you have to understand the technology wasn't there. We're talking now, it's 2020, and a film like Tom and Jerry that should be easily done that way looks terrible. So while I know Disney is a completely different studio and more than capable of making this happen to look good. Oh, thanks, Nicotina. Yeah. Nicotina, thanks for bringing this up, because it did drop probably about, an hour or so ago. I should have put that on here, but I had my stream planned out before this dropped. Alfred Molina, it's funny. I have a buddy I talk to all the time when it comes to comic book, movies, and everything like that. We were sitting around, I want to say it was about a month or two ago, discussing, Jamie Foxx is coming in. And his words, and John, I'm giving you credit here if you're watching. John, his words, you know what they should do? They should bring Alfred Molina back as Doc Ock. And I'm like, I don't know, man. He died in Spider-Man 2. How do you bring him back? But then again, Jamie Foxx supposedly died in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I don't think I'm not sold on that rumor right now. I'm still calling it a rumor. I know that GWW is posting it as an exclusive, as fact, as that they know for a fact it's coming. I have not heard from anybody else but that site that it is happening. Doesn't mean it isn't. Doesn't mean it is. I just haven't heard anything yet. I think it's a cool development. The more we're hearing about this Marvel possible multiverse / Spider-Verse that's going on, the more I'm thinking that people are overblowing it. I think a lot of these exclusives, a lot of these things that people are talking about, I think are just people excited about what could be rather than what is. And right now, we know that Jamie Foxx is there, and we know that Tom Holland is in the next Spider-Man movie. Obviously, we know a couple other characters. Again, until it's officially stated by Marvel Studios or Sony Pictures, I'm not going to sit there and freak out and get excited. I do like the idea. Alfred Molina as Doc Ock was fantastic casting, probably up there in the ranks of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine or Charlie Cox as Daredevil. It's just a perfect casting. Ben Affleck as Batman. Perfect casting was Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. How can you top that? You can't, so you bring him back if you can, and I think that is a brilliant idea if they do that. Personally, if they do bring him back, I'd like to see them make him a new iteration of Doc Ock and not the iteration from Spider-Man 2, only because I think that they need to build on that character more, and kind of dive into more of the scientific roots that we didn't get. I mean, we got a good bit of it in Spider-Man 2, but it's quick. If you go back and watch that movie, it moves. Great movie. One of my top 5 favorite superhero films, but it moves. And I'd like to see more development of him and of the Doc Ock character, not specifically that one, just the Doc Ock character, especially because he played a big role in my childhood while I was watching the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon, or Spider-Man the animated series on Fox Kids growing up, and he played a big role in that show and in my life. So not that I look up to Doc Ock or anything. But, next thing I want to do here, sorry about my finger popping up everywhere, trying to hit things and drive. I probably shouldn't do that. This guy right here, Mr. Rian Johnson. A lot of people hate his Star Wars movies. They hate his Star Wars movie. They hate it. A lot of people love his Star Wars movie. We heard in 2017 that he was making a trilogy. Well, I heard today, I'm still trying to follow up a little bit on this, so hear me out, because this is part of our rumorverse, and I'm going to definitely post on the website a little more information when I get it. But I'm hearing that things are moving with that trilogy. So keep an eye out on spoilerverse.com. It's in the rumorverse. I'm hearing some things when it comes to Rian Johnson and the his Star Wars trilogy. I think it's going to be good discussion, good debate, all that kind of stuff within the Star Wars fandom. And I know how things can get. I know how people can get very passionate about Star Wars. I'm very passionate about Star Wars. But I think this could put some people's mind at ease. And if it pans out, like I said, I'm kind of following up on a bit of a lead that I got in regards to Rian Johnson. So definitely keep an eye out for that at spoilerverse.com. Follow me on Twitter at Bridge Geekdoms, everything like that, because I will make sure that I post it as soon as I hear the information. I teased a little bit today on my Twitter saying I heard some information. Adding a little bit more of a tease here that it does have to do with Rian Johnson and his announced trilogy that it was announced in 2017 that he is supposed to be making. So there's a little more of a tease, and hopefully by the time I get home, hopefully I will have a message that I want to see, which allows me to get an article up based on this information that I'm hearing. But yeah, guys, definitely, some happening over at the Spoilerverse. Make sure you check it out. Spoilerverse.com, Spoiler Country, guys. So Spoiler Country, I kind of want to talk about this a little bit, because I wouldn't be here driving in my car, talking on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, whatever it is. I wouldn't be here doing this had it not been for a couple guys doing a podcast called Spoiler Country. Now, Bridging the Geekdoms started way before I met the guys at Spoiler Country. Really, I pushed forward for very similar reasons that the guys at Spoiler Country did. Was Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith was like, look, if you want to do something, if you have a voice, if you want a podcast, do it. Just do it. So that's why Colton and I got together. We started podcasting under the name The Remote Control Podcast back in 2017, I believe it was. I was podcasting a little before then. 2016, I was doing some things. Maybe even as far back as 2015, I was doing some things. But 2017 is when Colton and I really jumped in and started moving forward. I eventually had to have a name change to Bridging the Geekdoms. And shortly thereafter, after that, we changed the names. I came across a man named John Horsley. Now, he is one of the hosts of Spoiler Country podcast. An amazing podcast. It is the flagship show on the network that I'm part of. And they just hit their 500th episode. And the crazy thing is they actually started about 3 months after Bridging the Geekdoms started. We started around April 2017. However, we lost some of our episodes, so you may not see those episodes. He and his cohort, Kenrick, is that right? Why does it not sound right? Sorry, Kenrick. Yeah. Trying to drive and talk. But he and his cohort, Kenrick, started Spoiler Country in July of 2017 and have been going strong ever since. They hit 500 episodes earlier this week. I want to congratulate them on such an amazing accomplishment. Their podcast is one of the best that you'll hear when it comes to interviews. I've had the privilege of being on a few of those podcasts, either as an interviewer or as a guest talking. And it's phenomenal podcast. I encourage everybody to go to your podcatching apps, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever it is, Amazon Podcast. Look up Spoiler Country and start listening. Amazing, 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 amazing podcast. So congratulations, guys, on 500. We're nearing the 200 mark at Bridging the Geekdoms. That's not including my free talk episodes. That's just the main show, Bridging the Geekdoms. We are nearing 200 episodes. At this rate, I'm getting back to home shows here in about a week or two. Really looking forward to it. I'm hoping to try and push out as many episodes as I can. But, family comes first, so I will be doing, family time as much as possible with definitely a weekly show, main show. I'm starting to reach out to some people within different fandoms. Remember, Bridging the Geekdoms is about bridging geekdoms together, bringing people together, bringing fandoms together, discussing fandoms, discussing how people have gotten into the whole deal of being a geek and how they celebrate their geekness. We've had cosplayers on. I'm looking to get more cosplayers. I'm looking to get people that had fandoms and movements. We talked to a lot of people within the Release the Snyder Cut movement over the past few months. We've talked to people, cosplayers. I'm looking to get a hold of somebody from the Alita Army on here, because Alita Battle Angel, that army right now, that movement is going huge, and it's fantastic. I recently just got to watch the movie about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. Fantastic film. I can't believe I missed it when it first came out, and I am all on board with their movement of getting a sequel for Alita. So I'm going to try and get one of them on, discuss everything that's going on there, what their movement is all about, and how they feel about their movement, and if they think it's going to be successful. But that's the whole idea of Bridging the Geekdoms, guys. I want to have guests on, talk to guests, but we're also going to be your one-stop shop within the Spoilerverse for news, rumors, and more. I will talk about news. I will talk about rumors. As you know now, if you don't know, go to Spoilerverse.com. Up on the top bar, you're going to see a little thing that says Rumorverse. That right there is where we're getting some information about things within the industry. Hollywood, could possibly be comics, could possibly be movies, could be animation, could be anything. I want you to jump there and check out some of the rumors that we have. And it's going to be interesting because you're going to start seeing that some of those earlier Rumorverse articles are starting to come true. Very interesting. Because, hey, it's cool. By no shot of the imagination are we claiming to have insider knowledge like some scoopers do out there. But, if I hear a rumor, I will dig a little bit. If I think that it's worth looking into, I will dig a little bit. And once I have enough information that I think, maybe this is something I can throw up in the Rumorverse, that's what I'm going to do. So definitely keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for all the Rumorverse stuff coming up on Spoilerverse.com. Make sure you check out Spoiler Country Podcast. Again, congratulations to John and Kenrick on 500 episodes, and your team over there, Casey, Jeff, Melissa, me. I've been part of it. We've all had a small part in making that podcast a success, but more so, not even me that much. I just kind of do as they say. Hey, go do this, and I do it to help them out. But it's all them. They've been doing an amazing job. So congratulations to them once again. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button for more from Bridging the Geekdoms. You can now find me on TikTok. Yes, I'm doing the whole TikTok thing. I'm a 34-year-old man trying to do TikTok, but I'm doing it because I want to do lists, and you can add music to it, which I think gives it a little more power whenever you're talking about top 5, top 10 lists of music or films. It kind of adds a little bit that you can't do on a podcast because podcasts are stupid sometimes, and you can't do music that is not yours, where TikTok just supposedly doesn't care, I guess. I don't know how it works. I'm an old man. I don't know how it works. But thanks for watching, everyone. I know it's been a while. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Let me know your thoughts on the Alfred Molina Spider-Man casting possibility rumor. Let me know what you think is going to happen with the Rian Johnson Star Wars trilogy. Might have more on that for you later today or this week, within the next few days, definitely. And guys, thanks for watching, and I will talk at all of you next week.